Hey everybody, Rob D'Alessio, Taste of Retirement. Today what we're doing is bruschetta, or is it bruschetta? Doesn't matter, as long as it's delicious. And in typical Taste of Retirement style, we do ours with a twist. Come on, let me show you how it's done. All right, bruschetta, it doesn't matter how you say it, it just matters that it's delicious. And of course, Taste of Retirement style, we're gonna do ours with a twist. So how we get started? Oh, by the way, make sure that you like or subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't done that yet, you're missing all kinds of amazing content, just like this one. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna slice the bread on the bias. That's gonna give us more surface area. And I bought a nice baguette, and this is one that you actually have to finish off in the oven. So I've got the oven going at 375. I'm gonna slice a few slices on the bias. And again, on the bias is just at an angle, gives you more surface area, gives you a little bit better bite.
So you wanna go ahead and continue to slice the baguette on the bias. Now, when you put them in the pan, lay them flat on a single layer, drizzle the oil on there, and then we're gonna go ahead and put them in the oven. Remember, keep an eye on it. The bread's already baked most of the way through. We're just trying to get them nice and crunchy because, like I've always said, when you bite into a bread, it should bite you back a little bit. Now, when you're going to slice the tomatoes, I actually like to use two different knives. I like to use a serrated edge because it just gives you a nice smooth slice through the tomato. And some bruschettas will actually use a sliced tomato. I tend to like a diced one better because that way you get a perfect amount of tomato in each bite instead of like just taking a huge bite and pulling the whole piece of tomato off. So I use a serrated edge, so I slice, and then when I'm done slicing it, I dice it with a chef's knife, nice smooth edge knife, and then just a couple more chops just to make sure that it's chopped nice and fine, or at least to the coarse level that you like. Now we're gonna go ahead and chiffonade the basil, and what you do is you buy some really nice fresh basil, or maybe you're growing it yourself. This time of year though, that's not likely. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the stems off, and then you take the leaves and you stack them lengthwise on top of each other. When you get a nice good stack, roll them up very, very tightly. And you wanna make sure not to fold them because you don't wanna bruise the leaves, but you're gonna slice it very, very thin. And then when you're done cutting through that stack, go ahead and toss them around a little bit in your fingers, and that'll spread the leaves out a little bit. Just continue to do this throughout the whole batch that you've got. All right, now we're on to the goat cheese. And the goat cheese, I prefer to buy a log of goat cheese in lieu of the crumbles. Sometimes when you buy crumbles, they'll add other ingredients to it to keep it from caking together. So I go ahead and buy a log, and I make it nice. I make sure it's nice and cold, and I take a fine knife and I slice it just like before, and then just keep chopping it up until you get it to the chunk size that you like. I like a little bit bigger chunk for a goat cheese because it just leaves such a strong impression in your mouth, and it's absolutely fantastic. So we've gotten the bread out of the oven, and it's not too toasty, but it has a nice bite to it, and now it's time to assemble. So remember, you always eat with your eyes too, so make sure that you make a nice presentation. Get your plate out, make it look nice on the plate, and we start with the crumbled goat cheese. Get a nice healthy portion on there. From there, we're gonna add the diced tomatoes, and just add as much as that you like. I like a lot of tomatoes, so I add a lot. Now, this is where the magic happens. You've got that balsamic reduction. It is gooey, it is sweet, it is absolutely delicious, and we're just gonna drizzle this nice and evenly across the pieces. And then we top it off with that chiffonade basil, and it's done.
And there you have it, bruschetta. We did ours with a twist, crumbled goat cheese. Rich flavor, absolutely fantastic. Make sure that you go to our YouTube page, like or subscribe. You'll see unbelievable content just like this one. I'm Rob D'Alessio, and this was A Taste of Retirement.